a flat cap in the house, and so I would put it on and do Tommy Shelby impressions in front of the mirror. Hi, I'm Leo Woodall, and these are my film firsts with BAFTA. The first film I remember seeing ever, it was, I kind of watched, does it count if it's a top 10 movies thing?
It counts, yeah.
Okay, so the first film I remember seeing was in a top 10 scariest movies of all time. And my big brother was very excited to watch it, and I had no choice. And so burned into my memory is Misha Barton in The Sixth Sense and The Shining. That is the first thing I saw as a human being. Double horror bill. The thing that stuck out with me most, both bad, it terrified me for years. It was Misha Barton and the sort of the vomit in the tent. It still gives me, it still scares me. And Jack, it was the twins in The Shining. Come and play with us, Ali. Yeah. I've seen them both since as an adult, and I like them a bit more as an adult.
What was the first one you watched at a young age that you should not have seen because you were too young?
So the answer I just gave, I actually had planned for this question. So I don't know if you want to edit it and use the answer for that one, because I could give a different answer. I thought there was another one coming. Sorry, it's been a long day. Sorry.
We could say, like, if they're both the same answer, they're the same answer.
Well, I can give a better answer for the first film I actually ever saw.
We could change the first film you remember seeing maybe to one in the cinema. That differentiates it a little bit.
Yeah. No. I don't think so. All right. I've totally screwed this now. The first film I ever saw in the cinema was, I think it was Lord of the Rings, Return of the King. And I was probably too young to see it then, but it still remains one of my, if not the best trilogy of all time in my mind. I'm a big Lord of the Rings fan, yeah.
What's your favourite Lord of the Rings film? It's
got to be The Fellowship, the first one.
Yeah.
No one says The Two Towers, do they? Favourite member of the Fellowship? It's got to be Samwise Gamgee, the most heroic character of all time. The first thing I saw that made me want to act was Peaky Blinders. I remember I was watching season 1, and Cillian Murphy's performance was just wonderful, and I had a flat cap in the house, and so I would put it on and do Tommy Shelby impressions in front of the mirror.
Feel free to do a Tommy Shelby.
I will not. I think what was so good about Cillian's performance in that was Tommy Shelby is always 10 steps ahead of everyone, and that's not an easy thing to live and breathe in, and there was something about his performance that you looked at him and you just know this guy he knows something that no one else knows, and he has a plan, and he will win. I just thought it was really fucking cool. The first thing I ever acted in was in year 2. It was in a school production of an original play called Goggles the Penguin. I played Goggles the Penguin. He was a very mysterious, brave, intelligent, cool penguin with great goggles. Ooh, first character TV show. Ryan Atwood in the OC. I used to dress like him and you pretend I was, from a super troubled background so that I could be as broody as Ryan Atwood. Ryan Atwood he came from a crappy side of California called Chino. He sort of through random fate ends up moving in and living and sort of being adopted by this very wealthy family in Orange County, the OC. My first audition was for the National Youth Theatre. I didn't get in. The audition, it was a lot of games and improvisations, and then eventually you do a sort of speech for a couple of actors running the audition that day. It was very nerve-wracking. It wasn't that fun. I was kind of glad they didn't let me in.
You're doing okay now.
My first reaction to reading the script for Nuremberg was I was so drawn to Howie. I was so blown away by the power of the script and how, this point in time was obviously some people know about it and a lot of people don't. And there were so many fascinating conversations that happened afterwards, and sort of after the war ended. And my character, Howie Trieste, is an extraordinary man. He lived an extraordinary life, and I desperately wanted to tell his story. The first outset for me for Nuremberg was a scene where Rami Malek's character and Russell Crowe's character meet for the first time. And my character was there to facilitate and be the interpreter for Hermann Göring's German and Douglas Kelly's English. I don't speak any German, but I had to learn it for the role. And I was doing it for the first time with Russell Crowe and Rami Malek.